What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about if Gotham Knights will have deluxe or special editions to the game when it comes out. So this was actually asked of me by one of you guys. I definitely want to thank anybody, by the way, anybody ever, for giving me any suggestions. If you guys have more suggestions for things you want to see Gotham Knights related or really anything related, make sure to leave it in the comments below. And as always, make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on. If you guys aren't already following me on Twitter, which is another good way of getting to me to give me suggestions, Podcast Now 15 is my Twitter handle. So I thought this was a cool idea, really. We're in an age where pretty much every game comes with one of these. So I don't think the question really is, technically the question is, will it have it? I think the answer is yes. I think it's a pretty easy answer. The question is, what will it have in it? And I think that's where you have you have some games that do some pretty amazing things. You have some games that are very lazy with it, I would say, right? Some games that are very and I'm not going to give any like specific examples, but games that are sometimes more currency driven or they have some sort of economy in the game sometimes will give you like a $70, $80 version. I guess I'm going to talk only US, stuff here, but they'll give you that, and they'll give you they'll give you some stuff that's not just money related, but it'll also have to do with money, okay? Now, a thing to remember here is, remember we talked about a few weeks ago, it seems like they're doing the $60 for current gen. I don't even like saying that anymore. It's last gen, because next is PS5 and Xbox Series X are out. So technically, PS4 and Xbox One are considered last gen. So $60, the base price for a game for last gen is what it's going to be. Seems like. And then next gen, or the gen we're in right now, is going to be $70. So what you have already is two different versions, and we've talked about that, right? And a lot of people have brought up, even with like Call of Duty, that you can have like the upgrade. So if you buy the last gen version for $60, you can upgrade for like $10 to get you don't have to buy it 2 times and spend $130, okay? But we already have two versions, and that is important to note, because what's going to be interesting, and this is kind of weird, maybe you guys can help me out, because if you're going to have special, deluxe editions, whatever, do you have them for both consoles? Because say the last gen console is $60, and then you have a special edition, $70, $80, but then you have, the gen we're in right now, PS5 and Xbox Series X, the base price is $70. So if you're paying $70 for some sort of deluxe edition for last gen, do you have to spend $80 for this gen? Which is what I know like Immortals Phoenix Rising has a thing where that game I think has like a $70 version, and also has a $100. I think it's got a $99 version, which is, I think it comes with the season pass. It's gonna have like 3 big DLCs. That's the thing too. I do want to talk about that, like what specifically is gonna be in it. But that for one, it confuses me because I don't know exactly how you would do it. Number 2, well, what would it have in it? Well, I think for a game like this, skins is like the first thing you'd probably expect. I don't love it when games do that. Remember, it kind of goes, well, here's the thing, and I've talked about it before. I don't care about skins all that much. Even in Gotham Knights, I think as of right now, what we know, skins don't really interest me all that much. In fact, it doesn't even seem like there is customization. I think there's going to be like color changes and stuff like that. But for the most part, I don't think there's going to be the biggest amount of things in this game. That's just right now, and I could be wrong. So, they have time to get me invested, okay? And I do think, by the way, there'll be like alternate skins and all that kind of stuff. And you guys have even asked me to talk about different kinds of suits, which maybe one day I'll do. I'm kind of, I'm not really the guy to ask for that, but I definitely, I would try to do it, I think, in the future. But, okay, so you give us that. I think that's fair, although it does go back to, remember when you could pre-order from Best Buy, from Walmart, from GameStop, and each would give you, like, its own unique thing, and you'd miss out on the other ones? You know what I mean? I guess this is the best of both worlds, because you're getting all of them if you do something like this, but that's one thing. I think that's kind of a guarantee. I don't think there's going to be like a huge economic system, okay, in this game, so I don't expect currency. To me, the biggest thing is, well, okay, there's always like statues and like collectibles and stuff like that. Some games have it, some games don't. Like The Last of Us had it. Last was Part 2. SpongeBob had it, but some games don't have it. Some games come out and they have their deluxe special edition, whatever, and they don't have it. Now, those are more in the 100, 120, 100, and so on game. Like Uncharted 4, I think I bought like the most expensive. I think it was like the $100 version, or maybe it was like $80, but whatever it was, like one of the higher tiers of Uncharted 4, because I wanted the steel case. I wanted like the cool like design for the case that the game is actually in. There was a lot of cool stuff that came with it. Okay, so for Gotham Knights, I wouldn't rule it out. In fact, I think they've done it before. Right? I can't think on the top of my head of what they've come with before, but coming with like a statue or coming with something like high advanced, like, and that's the thing too. Like there are deluxe editions or special editions, but there's also going to be, I think, these wild ones where they're going to be 100, 150, so on, and where they're going to give you some pretty cool stuff. I think they know people will do it. I think it's kind of expected that some people will probably get it. I don't know if you guys expect me to get it. We'll have to see how the budget, how the income is going when the game comes out. If I actually do that, that would be a hard sell on my wife to say, hey, not only do I need to get the $70 game, but actually we need to spend double that because we need the collectibles too. So I don't know how that exactly would work, but I mean, all kidding aside, there's totally a market for that, right? There's tons of people, I think, that would actually go out and buy that, okay? And obviously, those are limited supplies, too, and once they're gone for the most part. And sometimes they're not. Sometimes they actually get discounted, which is kind of funny. In fact, again, to bring up SpongeBob, that's one of them that I think it was like $120, $130, but at this point, it's like $70 or $80 for like the super deluxe edition for I was going to say Star Wars, for SpongeBob, okay? So we have that. The biggest thing to me is a season pass, and so I think that's something that, you know, obviously you guys maybe were waiting for me to say. Yeah, when you have a game that's like this, and there's a lot of games that are like this, right? And I guess it's a really big pool, because you could have a lot of different games that come with season passes, or will eventually have season passes that you could just bundle in. Again, Immortals Phoenix Rising literally just came out like a week and a half ago. That's I think actually last week. That's a great example. It's a great example. The DLC to some sounds better than the game itself, and so when you're getting that game, yeah, you're spending an extra, and the important thing too is it's always a better deal. Remember that. And actually, Assassin's Creed is another perfect example. Assassin's Creed came out a little while ago. You buy that with the season pass, you actually get, I think, an additional mission, but you're also spending less money than you would if you're getting either, I think, the season pass on its own or individual pieces. That's the thing, though. That's the thing, because sometimes it's not, it's one of them, but it's not both. Sometimes you're literally paying for the season pass in the deluxe edition. So say for Gotham Knights, you're spending $100, but you're getting the season pass, but the season pass would already be $30 or $40 automatically, and so you're just buying the season pass with the game. But like I said, like Assassin's Creed, I think the thing that they did is you have a bonus, like a long quest line, and you get that with the deluxe edition. Okay, so I think Gotham Knights, I really do think it could do that with the idea of playing as 4 characters, with the idea of an open world, with the idea of the villains. And you look, I mean, so many of these games have gotten DLCs, okay? And I obviously, Arkham Knight is the last example and the biggest example, because that game had a lot going. I don't love the DLC structure that was set up with Arkham Knight. I know some people look at it as a really good one. It was a very expensive one, that's for sure. Not everything was worth the price. Some things absolutely were, but some things weren't. So there's obviously, and we've had that discussion, I think, before. We've talked about DLC, but that's definitely something in the future we'll have to talk about as well. I think that could probably be the biggest thing. You know, you could maybe even have like an exclusive gadget for each of the characters, stuff like that. Those are, I think, things that are either pre-order incentives or actual like deluxe things. But to me, you know, if you're charging an extra 20, 30, however much dollars after the base game, I would expect a season pass. And by the way, if that's what they do, that will probably be the version that I get, because then if the collectible version is like triple the price, like there's, again, like it would just be a very hard sell. So let me know, guys, in the comments below, what do you think? How many versions of this game do you think there'll be? What do you think the prices will be? What do you think will come with them? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, have the bell icon turned on. Again, following me on Twitter, PodcastNow15. Thank you to the individual that gave me this idea. I really do appreciate it. Again, as always, if any of you want me to make anything like this, definitely let me know in the comments, on Twitter, anywhere, and I will try my best to get a video out for it, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.